All right, looks like we are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Hashtag MLW Mondays happening right now. Hope you are all smashing your Monday successfully. I'm barely holding on to mine. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going that bad. I'm not a morning person, we'll just say that. Gotta get about a pot of coffee in me to really get things going. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. We're doing it. So, catching up on things for the weekend because I celebrated Thanksgiving over the weekend. And whenever you celebrated Thanksgiving, whether it was on Thanksgiving on Thursday or like me, Saturday, the whole family over, I hope your Thanksgiving was awesome. Excuse me. So yeah, catching up on this, probably catch up on some Ring Warriors tomorrow or later tonight. We'll see how tonight goes at work. We'll see what I feel like. It's, the shows lately have been random, like whenever I'm up for it, because my night times are filled up with my new job. So it is what it is. And I'll take the views when I can get them. If I don't have as many live people on during the day, so be it. It's not that big a deal. It's whenever they catch it, and I'm happy with it. Perfect example is my Impact Wrestling ones. I used to have a lot of views live during the normal time, and then they switched their hours. And so if I do it super late on a Thursday into Friday, who knows what I get? But then the views trickle in over the weekend and double and triple and whatever. So, yeah, I never know what I'm going to get on here, but I'm thankful for whatever I do get. I'm very thankful for all my viewers. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a grand weekend. Mine was pretty darn good. Wife had a good 50th birthday. And, can't complain. Had a few turkey comas over the weekend. Got to watch my turkey intake over the week. Otherwise, I'm not going to get anything done. It's crazy. That turkey will hit you. Was that the trip to sleepy, whatever it's called? Tryptophan, whatever. All right. Some MLW Fusion episode. What are we at here? 32? I didn't write it down. 32. I typed it. I didn't write it down. Way to go, J-Bone. Starting off here in fine fashion. And don't forget, folks, to smash that like button and smash that sub button if you're digging the content. And ring that bell for notifications. Ring-a-ding-a-ding, as Styles would say, so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Another solid episode out of MLW. I'm happy with these. You get all sorts of decent wrestling. The feuds are nice. Let's jump into this. We start out with a very entertaining match between Cotto Brazil and Trey Miguel. We've seen Trey Miguel debut on another show recently, a la Impact Wrestling, as one of the Rascals. Flying high on that show. They're going to debut soon on there. Same great wrestler, slightly different attitude on this show, which is fine. You're not going to get the same shtick everywhere from everyone. And Cotto Brazil becoming one of the middleweight favorites on this program really starting to shine, especially since War Games. You know, everyone shined in there. And no, I'm not talking about NXT War Games. I'm talking about the War Games that was on MLW. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, these two just knocked it out of the park. But I'll be honest, the commentary. If you pay attention to the commentary, you can watch this. You watch this back and get just as many laughs and be just as entertained. MJF joined Rich, what's his name, Bacini, and, and Tony Schiavone talking about scouting out these guys in the ring as possible opponents in the future. And we know that one of these two guys is going to face MJF in the future. I believe it's in a few weeks in Miami, down in Florida. Supposed to be a 4-way, but the old injury plague, or I should say injury bug, is plaguing MLW. Quite a few little news briefs came out over the course of Thanksgiving weekend, this few days ago. We'll get into that in a bit. But MJF at ringside covering this match and just going back and forth, just a reminder how good MJF is. I mean, he really is a throwback. For as young as he is, you know, he's only been doing this for what, between 2 to 3 years now? He shouldn't be this good. He should not be this good. He, you know, usually the kids get the talent in the ring, and then over the, you know, and then they get a fan base. People start watching them, whatever, you know, product they put out in the ring. And if they're lucky enough to get a fan base that goes viral on the internet, YouTube, social media, whatever you have, then once you hone your craft that way, then the more attention you get, the more bookings you get, the more shows you get on, then you can kind of work in, you know, little promos here and there. When you start getting some attention, you start building some feuds, people start catching on. It's usually how it works. Not always, but usually. I think a lot of people are starting to notice MJF's shtick, as in charisma, outside of the ring before they even see his in-ring work. But his in-ring work is incredible as well. It's like, oh, this guy's great on the mic. Let's see what he does in the ring. He does not disappoint, folks. He's champ for a reason. He's funny on Twitter. It's very funny on Twitter. So yeah, great match between Cotto Brazil and Trey Miguel. But I honestly, what is almost more entertaining is listening to the three go back and forth. MJF just snapping those little snappy comebacks back at Rich Bacini. At one point calls him Rich Broccoli. Just boom, just banging these out. It's hilarious. The kid is gold. But on that same topic of MJF as champ, he just fought, I think I heard it was Callahan. And no, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, well, Kid Callahan hurt him and blah, blah, blah. No. I'm not going that direction. I didn't even see the match. I didn't hear any details other than he was in a match with Callahan. and MJF became injured. I have not read the articles. All I know is that there have been several different bullet points that MLW put out over the course of the weekend about major players on their show that are going to be out for several weeks. MJF being one of them. Let's talk about a few others. Another one came, well, one we've already talked about on here, but I'll bring it up again because it is all part of the same mix. Someone else who had a great match on this show from this past weekend, Marco Stunt facing Gringo Loco. Talked about how he just broke his leg. He's going to be gone for several weeks as well. So if you're considering buying some, professional wrestling swag this holiday season leading up to Christmas or whatever you celebrate this holiday season, please consider going to a site like Pro Wrestling Tees and maybe order a shirt from one of these up-and-coming strapping young lads who are going to be injured for quite a while, unfortunately. That Pro Wrestling Injured Wrestlers page is going to be filling up fast, unfortunately. Marco, like I said, Marco Stunt being one of them. Another one that just came out within the last day or so, I believe. Well, all of these came out over the course of the weekend, so par for the course. Phoenix and Filthy Tom Lawler, two significant players on this brand, unfortunately out. Hey, they're doing their first pay-per-view next year. Really? I have not heard that. That's pretty cool. If they are, I'm guessing it's going to be during WrestleMania weekend. I know they've got some big stuff booked for April, late March, April, whenever WrestleMania weekend is. That would be my guess. So yeah, Tom Lawler, who is also an MMA fighter, fought someone. I did not hear details. It's with Fight. Oh, okay. Thank you, Demon Rocks. Tom Lawler in a legit MMA fight, I guess, broke his hand. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I don't know how fast he's going to heal up from this. You've got December, January, and then he's supposed to face Loki in early February. I don't know if he's going to be ready to go by then. Also, something very interesting is Phoenix is injured. Phoenix being a star on many platforms, AAA Mega Champion. But on this brand, MLW, he is one half of the Lucha Brothers with Pentagon Jr., one half of the Tag Champs. They're going to be on TV next week, which is obviously pre-taped in Chi-Town, against Los Parks, Park Jr. and Sr. Can't wait to see that. But they also just announced before the weekend that he was going to, in just a few weeks' time in Miami, face the Hart Foundation with Pentagon defending the championships. So that Miami card is going to change quite a bit. MJF was also supposed to face Rush, who's debuting in another couple weeks on MLW, straight out of CMLL, Mexico's wrestling scene. Tom Lawler fought at the Chuck versus Tito 3 fight. Oh, okay. I heard a little bit about that. Super Bowl weekend was going to be the simulcast on BN and YouTube live. Oh, okay. I'm assuming you're being live. Okay. All right. I will look into that. Interesting. So yeah, lots of cards going to be changing. MJF is not going to be defending his championship. I did not hear what the injury was, though, so I don't know exactly how long he's going to be out. Oh, wait, no, I did hear it. He pulled a Braun Strowman. Shouldn't laugh. He fractured his elbow? Something like that. And that obviously does not sound good at all. Going to be a lot of rehab, a lot of nerves running through the elbow. You know, you bang your elbow, your whole arm goes kaflooey. That's no good. So yeah, let's hope MJF heals successfully and can get back to all the places he's working at next year. So yeah, he's gonna be probably out a couple good couple months. Haven't heard anything official, but that's a guess. So which means the middleweight championship is going to be up for grabs at the next tapings in Miami. So no MJF defending the championship, and Marco Stunt is also not going to be a part of that. So they'll be, like I said, they'll be flipping the cards around. I'm sure they're still going to have Cotto Brazil, Rush. Who else? Jason Cade was supposed to be a part of that. So I'm sure they're going to have some surprises and they'll come up with something. Probably have a ladder match for the championship still. But it won't be anybody defending. It'll just be a free for all. So definitely looking forward to that. Styles, if you're watching, you should definitely go check that out. But you're probably saving your pennies prior to Christmas, but I know you don't live too far away from Miami. You should definitely go check that out. Speaking of Styles, we're going to segue into a congratulatory statement here from Smash This Podcast. Congrats to CM Styles from Destroying Kayfabe for getting his podcast back up and running. Very proud of you, brother. My brother from another mother. He's gone through a lot of life transitions lately. Got a whole new setup. Starting a new chapter in his life. Things are looking on the up and up for him. I'm happy for him. So keep an eye out for that if you are a fan of mine and or other podcast family members who I've been associated with in the past. If you know me, you know Styles. You know he's a good brother. And let's see what's next here. Oh, yeah, okay. So we were talking about Marco Stunt a little bit. He had a great match with Gringo Loco. Man, that Marco Stunt. Talk about breakout star of the year. Seriously. He could certainly be on that list. I mean, he has really turned some heads. From his debut at GCW, right before All In, to being a part of All In, put a lot of eyes on this kid. And now, unfortunately, he's injured. But nonetheless, assuming he heals up well, 2019 is going to be a good year for him. Oh yeah. Could possibly, maybe if he's not signed with anyone, could possibly be an elite year. Little speculation there. Nothing against MLW. I know they've got, they're trying to sign contracts as well. 2019 is going to be a crazy year for you hear all these things about, WWE is trying to lock people down. MLW is trying to gain speed, sign contracts, keep people aboard their show. And they do have a good show. They put on great live shows. I'm hoping to get the one next year. Hopefully when they come back to Chi-Town, maybe March, April, whatever it is. We'll see. Robert Does Wrestling is in the chat. What is up? If you're watching the stream, please do a favor and hit the like button. Yes, smash that like button and smash that sub button. Hell yeah. All right, back to the review here. What else? Oh, yes. So all right, so we said Rush is going to debut in a few weeks. Andrew Everett is also going to make his MLW Miami debut. Very interesting. Someone who stepped away, became a free agent, and he was a significant part of the X division in the last few years in Impact Wrestling. Excuse me. He's also been in Ring of Honor recently. I think he's testing out some free agent waters, seeing where he wants to land. He's been in Ring of Honor. So I'm sure he's just, seeing what happens over the course of the next year, and then maybe he'll make some place officially his home if he hasn't already made a decision already. Lots of things going on in wrestling. Lots of people planting their flags in different organizations. 2019 is the Australian wrestlers breakout. It's pronounced Roosh. Okay. Thank you. I've heard it pronounced both, but thank you. Australian wrestlers breakout. Yeah, there's been some good ones from Australia. I know they put on the big, I can't think of the name of the company. In fact, I think they were just down there. The company just put on a handful of shows down there in Australia. John Morrison down there, Brian Cage, Aries, amongst the many others. Some people from the Bullet Club have been down there. So, yeah, good stuff. Stokely Hathaway making his face shown at this event. Very interesting. Doesn't make any significant moves, just makes his presence known. Kind of nodded heads with the champ as he was on his way to the ring, and then he sat ringside and just kind of watched everything happen. Didn't get involved, didn't distract anyone, just sat quietly and observed. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. He is one guy that I thought for sure would go straight from Evolve to WWE as far as, someone, manager material, total. He's one of the very, very good ones out there, along with others like Famous B from Lucha Underground. Very good speaker, represented some significant names in Evolve. And coming back, see, I didn't realize they say he's coming back to MLW. I didn't realize he was a part of MLW in the past when they were on, TV before or whatever. So this is MLW is starting to catch people's eyes, starting to get some attention. So seeing who Stokely Hathaway aligns himself with and or brings someone to MLW, possibly, that could be big. Styles is in the chat. Hello. Good day to you. Already brought your name up, but as long as you're here, I'll say it again. Congrats to Destroying Kayfabe for making their return earlier today. Styles dusting off the dust of his microphone. Working the kinks out. Much love, brother. I sure will be joining you on that soon. Just don't ask me to talk about Raw. I'll be the Grinch in the corner for that one. And please go to the Miami MLW show in a few weeks. They're selling tickets for 2 days and a combo package for like $20. 2 shows, $20. Can't beat that, dude. Go see it. Because God knows I would definitely go see that. Then we had the MLW Championship match. Loki defending his MLW World Championship. Coming down to the ring with Selena De La Renta and Ricky, what's his name? Ricky Martinez? I believe that's his name. And, defending against Shane Strickland. This is Shane's, I guess you could say rubber match, because he lost it, but never got a chance to try to get it back, as former champs should have the chance. But when he lost it, he was distracted by Sami Callihan. That whole thing turned into War Games on MLW a few months ago. Then Shane was dealt with an injury of some kind on the show, was gone for several weeks. So this is Shane Strickland's big return. Raw sucks. As I said earlier on Destroying Kayfabe's podcast, Raw can go blow a goat. Oh, naughty, naughty. And that's why we do #MLW Mondays. All the more reason to get that hashtag going. MLW Mondays. I don't know if MLW will appreciate it, but fans may. Hey, do you have Access TV? Yes, I do, but I don't watch too much on there. I know New Japan is on there, but I usually don't watch it unless it's something significantly live. But I have heard that Women of Wrestling is going to debut in January of next year on Access TV, and I'm very curious about that. MLW's Women's Championship. They're trying to get Tessa and already have Santana. I'm assuming you mean Garrett. Yeah, you don't see a lot of women's wrestling on there. see some intergender wrestling recently. So yeah, the MLW Championship match between Shane Strickland and Loki. A lot of good grappling in this match. Two of the top guys in the indies, ring veterans. Shane Strickland has become a favorite of mine on the indies to watch through shows like MLW. Also has spent some time recently in Evolve. Was champion in both. And now there's news tricklings that he could be, that MLW is getting ready for the departure of Shane Strickland. And that they're setting that up. And I believe this episode was quite the setup for that. Because with the loss of Shane Strickland in this episode was so frustrating for Shane that he in turn decided to do a pipe bomb of his own, a la Chi-Town CM Punk-ish. It sounded eerily, similar to that, but I'm not going to knock him for it. It's Chicago. Chicago fans, I think, still are a fan of what CM Punk has contributed to the world of professional wrestling, and that pipe bomb will always be respected for what it accomplished in his career among several others, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, because I'm so professional. Beer drinking. This is not beer. This is coffee. Too early for beer. Although I'm sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, look, it is on the East Coast. Anyways, cheers. So yeah, tremendous match between these two. I know these two would knock it out of the park. A lot of stiff grappling going around between these two of the best. And man, Loki has really been doing some nefarious things in the ring towards the end of his matches in order to get the win when he realizes that he's been upped. Ripped off part of Daga's ear. In this one, he tore out dreads from Shane Strickland's head. Brutal. Shane being in so much pain, just, writhing in pain from hair being ripped from his scalp, was pinned in the middle of the ring then. And then, out of frustration, grabbed the microphone and cut his own pipe bomb. Frustrated at his loss, frustrated at what Loki has been doing to MLW in his championship matches, stating then after that, when what looked like members of the MLW management team were coming out to try to calm him down, get the mic from him, they then cut his mic off in the midst of him saying that he is terminating his own MLW contract. So I don't know if this is the last we're officially going to see of Shane Strickland. I don't know if he's going to be booked for anything in Miami or if they're just going to talk about this storyline over the next several weeks leading to the new year. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, a lot of storylines are going to be changing over the next several weeks. A lot of matches that have been booked for Miami and early next year are changing quickly. Lucha Brothers, I'm sure, are going to be stripped of their championship at some point. Probably not getting that championship defending opportunity against the Hart Foundation, unfortunately, with Phoenix having a groin pull or groin injury. Some get out of it pretty easily. I have not heard how severe it is. That's something, it hurts to talk about, it's, man, it's, guys can all relate to groin pains and all that kind of stuff. That's nothing to mess with. Horrible stuff. Marco Stunt's out. MJF is injured. So we may have quite the free-for-all for title vacancy coming up in Miami soon. And those shows are going to be very interesting. The company's about to be flipped on its head momentarily. Tessa's with Wow. Yeah, there's some fun names. He told me Ortiz's tag team partner. No, I know what you meant. That's Tessa and Santana. Yeah. Yeah, they got some good names. A lot of names I don't know, but I'm very curious about WoW on Access TV when that happens. And how they do the production too. Are they going to make it like MLW? Are they going to make it like a Lucha Underground style show? It's going to be very interesting how the production's going to be. Oh, what else has he got to say here? He's going to WWE. I assume you're talking about Shane Strickland. PWC Ultra is coming to Fight TV. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's a name on the West Coast that's getting some attention now too. So yeah, I don't know if he's already signed or if he's about to sign. I haven't heard anything official on Shane. Obviously going to an already loaded NXT roster if it's true. And like I said, I'm not hating on anyone that's their dream, and trying to shine and try to brighten their future as a professional wrestler. I know there's lots of different opinions. I've had mine on here about the WWE, but I don't, I'm not going to sit here and bash anyone. I congratulate them, saying, hey, this was your goal. This was your dream. Congratulations. I certainly don't wish them any malice going to the WWE. I hope they're successful. A lot of call-ups lately have not been done well. Talked about that too. One of the main reasons I'm not watching, because they've got so much talent and they're just not doing jack shit with it. It's so sad. But now all of a sudden you've got this little company poking up here and this little company poking up here, and fans are getting frustrated with the product, so they're starting to set their wrestling sites other places. They're starting to watch other brands like MLW, Impact Wrestling. And All Elite Wrestling is starting to get a lot of attention all of a sudden. Of course, the people that couldn't report on it first are poo-pooing it because they're frustrated. Even though they're the ones that gave the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega 7 stars on their matches. Oh, haters. Oh, gotta love the sheets. Gotta love them. So yeah, some people making some big moves in the soon to near future, and some people unfortunately put on the sidelines, as we talked about in this MLW Fusion review from Smash This Podcast. That's going to do it for this. I'm going to go get ready for work tonight, relax, take a shower, suck down another pot of coffee, and we'll see you on the flip side down the road real soon for some Ring Warriors review coming up real soon. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Much love. We'll see you soon.